Hey everyone, today we're focusing squarely on one of the absolute most demanding, high-stakes sectors out there, oil and gas piping engineering. You know, in an industry where precision is quite literally non-negotiable and your technical expertise totally defines your trajectory, preparing for an interview or just leveling up your knowledge, well, it isn't just about reading textbooks anymore. It's about highly strategic, targeted preparation.
So let me ask you this. Are you ready to completely master your next piping engineering interview? Because look, whether you're a beginner trying to break in, a senior engineer eyeing a big leadership role, or already an industry expert, standing out requires way more than just knowing your stuff. You've got to be able to flawlessly articulate complex concepts right under pressure, right?
The Process Piping-Interview Q&A app is, essentially, designed to be a mentor right in your pocket. The core promise here is helping you master process piping interviews through really structured technical practice. It brings together industry-relevant topics, spot-on technical accuracy, and strategic Q&A formats to practically guarantee interview success. It is built specifically for piping and mechanical pros in oil and gas who want to dramatically elevate their career path. Now, the sheer spectrum of knowledge covered here is actually fascinating. On one hand, you obviously need a rock-solid grasp of deep conceptual basics, the absolute fundamental principles of piping engineering. But on the flip side, true experts are really defined by their understanding of real-time, failure-causing case studies. The app caters to this entire spectrum. You just select your difficulty, beginner, senior, or expert, ensuring that you aren't just, memorizing standard definitions, but actually analyzing the real-world scenarios that happen out in refineries and energy plants every day.
Section 1. Unmatched depth. Over 100 sections.
Let's talk about the architecture of this knowledge base, because honestly, the scale is massive. This thing boasts a robust architecture covering almost all domains of piping engineering, with well over 100 distinct sections. You can easily navigate from broad critical domains like piping stress and flexibility, piping materials, or vibrations in piping systems, and just drill straight down into highly specific chapters. Like under equipment layout and routing, you can target exact areas like pipe rack design philosophy, pump piping, or even common layout mistakes. It's just an exhaustive repository designed to ensure absolutely no technical stone is left unturned.
The session launcher itself is incredibly clean. You just select your industry subject, pick your specific chapter, say plot plan and equipment layout basics, and boom, start your session. It's completely user-driven. You select the exact concepts you want to focus on, which lets you instantly launch a targeted learning journey without any unnecessary friction at all.
And here's a really cool part. Once you launch a session, it feeds you just 3 questions at a time. For instance, why is the prevailing wind direction a critical factor in plot plan development? Or maybe, how do you determine the width of a main pipe rack? Keeping it to just 3 questions with expandable answers is actually brilliant cognitive design. It completely prevents that feeling of overwhelm and lets you familiarize yourself with specific concepts, systematically building your expertise piece by piece.
Section 2. Deconstructing the perfect answer.
Look, it's one thing to know the answer in your head. It's a totally different ballgame to deliver it perfectly in a high-stakes interview. So the really crucial point here is how the app structures its responses. It doesn't just hand you a giant wall of text. It literally deconstructs the perfect answer for you. Every response highlights the main idea first. Then, and this is great, it gives you the key make-or-break responses. These are the exact phrases your interviewers are waiting to hear. It then follows up with detailed explanations, common mistakes people make, and critical cautions. This method totally trains you to think and speak like a true domain expert.
When you expand an answer, let's take determining the width of a main pipe rack as an example. It gives you these incredibly clear bulleted breakdowns. It'll show you the initial calculation right away, line count plus 20 to 25% for future expansion. But below that, it specifically calls out the crucial aspect, immediately telling you that rack width is a function of line density and future-proofing. Then it summarizes the key points, like standard widths and expansion loops. It's visually training your brain to instantly prioritize the most important technical data.
Section 3. Navigating the minefield and avoiding interview traps.
Okay, this is perhaps the most unique and valuable feature of the whole thing, the color-coded warning blocks at the bottom of the responses. You'll see these bright orange interview trap and red caution blocks for that pipe rack question we just talked about. The trap warns you against ignoring the space needed for electrical and instrumentation cable trays, which almost always sit on the top tier. And the red caution? That reminds you to always account for air cooler supports. By explicitly calling out the traps that a tricky interviewer might set for you, the app actively protects you from career-stalling mistakes. It teaches you not just what you should say, but exactly what you cannot forget.
Section 4. Empowering the commute, or learning on the go.
We definitely know who the target audience is here. Incredibly busy, working professionals who don't always have a couple of hours to sit down with a heavy reference manual. While the app solves this with an enriched text-to-speech or TTS functionality, and you have full control over it. You can adjust the language, choose the voice accent, select if you want to hear just the answers or the full Q&As, and even dial in the speed and pitch. It means you don't actually have to read the screen. You can just seamlessly listen to it all hands-free.
This effectively lets you transform your daily commute, your time at the gym, or even a flight out to a remote site into a highly focused, domain-specific mock interview session. It's a massive productivity multiplier. You are continuously strengthening your professional knowledge just by turning everyday downtime into an audio learning lab.
Section 5. The Expert's Lens: Hiring and Long-Term Growth.
Now, while it's marketed as an interview app, its utility actually extends way beyond just landing the job. You are quite literally studying the exact rubric your interviewers are using to grade you. Plus, it acts as an on-demand reference tool, so it continuously develops your experience and knowledge base while you're actually on the job.
And to really support that long-term growth, there's a robust favorite system. You can easily save highly specific questions. By starring these specific items, you basically curate your own personalized, easily accessible database of the exact formulas, code references, and concepts that you use most frequently. It makes future revision incredibly efficient.
Which brings us to our final thought. The resources are all right there. The structured knowledge, those crucial trap warnings, the flexible audio learning. It's literally all at your fingertips. So, are you ready to start your journey today and build the technical expertise that's going to secure your long-term growth for tomorrow? Take control of your career progression, jump into the material, and totally transform how you prepare.